Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is Tassif starting a live stream on my YouTube channel, and it is 8:12 p.m. here in Madison, Wisconsin. That's where I am broadcasting live from. It's not my usual time, as you can tell, um, but I wanted to do a live, and I am in my vehicle. My days are very busy, and so I have not been able to find time to sit down and do a live stream from my little mini home studio that I have. And so I still like to stay connected with you all, and that's why I try to do these live streams whenever I can. So I had a busy day, and after that, I attended an event in the evening, and now I am almost home, but I wanted to do a live stream before I go back home. So let's see who's joining. As I said, it's not my usual time, so I guess I'm gonna wait for a minute or two to see who else is tuning in. Let's see. I know someone's here. Please write something in the comments. Give me a thumbs up. Write your name. Write the state where you're from, just so I know um, who it is. And I'll just wait for another minute for people to join. The topic of today's discussion is the importance of grassroots politics. And I'm going to be talking about that. And so before I move forward, let me just take off the seat belt here. Let's be a little bit more comfortable. I am parked safely, so no worries. If you are here, please give me a thumbs up, or just write something in the comments so I can see who's here. By now, I know a lot of my viewers, people who regularly join my live stream, and that's why I say I've got friends. I've got friends all over the country, people who support my channel, and they tune in, and they share my videos, they watch my videos, they engage in discussion during the live stream. Okay, let's wait. Okay, half a minute more, and then I'll go into the discussion. I see somebody else has joined. Please introduce yourself in the live chat window. Let me know where you are joining from. The topic of today's discussion is the importance of grassroots politics. My friends, this evening I attended an event in a place called DeForest, Wisconsin. You can look up DeForest on a map. If you are from Wisconsin, you may know where DeForest is. It's in Dane County. If you're not from Wisconsin, then you're probably not going to know where DeForest is. It's a very nice community in Dane County, Wisconsin. Dane County is also where Madison is, so DeForest is a little bit of a drive from Madison, not too far. And the event that I attended this evening is called Pints and Politics. It's a political event. It's an event that was organized by the Republican Party of Dane County. So Dane County is where I live. Dane County is where it's Dane County is home for me. And so I attended an event, Pints and Politics, organized by the Republican Party of Dane County. And so Dane County Republican Party is the local county party that I'm a member of. And years ago, I used to be the organizer and the host of the Pints and Politics. So it's a very casual event that brings together grassroots Republicans, candidates for different political offices, and just other conservatives who want to support the Republican Party, the local party. And so this Pints and Politics, it's a casual event, sometimes held once a month, sometimes held once every few months, sometimes held more than once a month, depending on how busy the political season is, what's coming up, and so on and so forth. So years ago, I used to be the host of this Pints in Politics. And then I stepped away from that position because life became very busy. I got involved in many other things. And then also for the Republican Party of Dane County, I served on the board of the county party more than once. And I was a board member last year. And then I decided to step away because as I said previously, there are only 24 hours in a day, and there are so many things I need to accomplish. In addition to the work that I do, my professional career, I'm involved in writing, I'm involved in podcasting, and I have a YouTube channel that I try to stay very active on. And so I kind of had to make a decision and step away from that board position, that executive committee position of the Republican Party of Dane County. Had to make a choice, and then focused really on my writing and my podcasting and my YouTube channel. So, and that still keeps me busy. Everything that I've got going on in a day, that still keeps me busy. And as you can see, I have to find out time to do these live streams. Laura writes, good evening. Good evening, Laura. Thank you for joining. Terry gives me a thumbs up. Hi, Terry. It's great to see you here. So anyway, the Republican Party of Dane County doing good work. And also this is election year, so the party has a lot of things to do. And even though I'm not an executive committee member now, I support the party. I'm an active member. And so this evening I attended the Pints in Politics, and it was just a great gathering. It was just so nice to be in DeForest at a bar and grill to attend that event. And it was a great attendance. There were dozens of people, and the agenda really was to hear from candidates who are running for different local offices here in Dane County, Wisconsin. We heard from multiple people who are running for Dane County Board of Supervisors positions. There are boards on the county. There are seats on the county board that conservative candidates are running for. And we also heard from candidates running for school board and for village board. And so going back to the topic of today's live stream, the importance of grassroots politics. My friends, people generally talk about U.S. Senate races, they talk about gubernatorial races, they talk about congressional seats, congressional races, they talk about the race for the White House, and those are extremely important because we know that we need a Republican president in the White House so that we can have a secure border. We need a Republican president who can take steps on day one to secure the southern border. We need a Republican majority in the U.S. Senate. We need Republican governors, because remember, when Greg Abbott, and it's an ongoing issue, when Greg Abbott is doing the best that he can in Texas to secure the border, there are many Republican governors who openly expressed their support for Greg Abbott in his efforts to secure the border. So we need more Republican governors. We need more Republicans in the U.S. Senate, and we need to have a bigger majority in the U.S. House of Representatives. So those are statewide races, congressional races, national races that people talk about. But if you want to have strong communities, you need to have conservatives on your county board. You need to have conservatives on your village board, on your school board, on your town board, on your city council. You need conservative mayors, people who will put Americans first. And so the event that I attended this evening, Pints in Politics, organized by the Republican Party of Dane County, it brought together conservatives and just conservative supporters, Republicans, and multiple candidates who are running for various positions, school board, village board, county board. And it was nice to see the energy in the room. It was wonderful to see the enthusiasm with which people are moving forward and running for these different positions at the local level. and it was nice to hear their ideas. And obviously they're patriots. They love this country, they love Wisconsin, they love Dane County, and they want to ensure that our communities can be strong, safe, and prosperous. And so that's why I decided to do this live stream, uh, to share my thoughts after attending this event. And I have attended many Pints in Politics, not just in Dane County, but in other counties in Wisconsin. I've attended Lincoln Day dinners. I've spoken at many events. I've spoken at Lincoln Day dinners. As I said, I used to host Pints in Politics years ago. And I do so much of public speaking at political events. And it's always wonderful to see the enthusiasm, the energy in the room, the drive, the willingness to work hard. There are people who work hard because they run for office, and there are people who support those candidates. They contribute financially, and they contribute their time, they contribute their energy. They go outside and knock on doors. They distribute brochures and campaign materials, flyers, because it's important. If you are running for local offices, whether you're running for county board or city council or village board, town board, school board, you have to go door to door and connect with the people in the district. You have to knock on doors, shake their hands, introduce yourself to the voters, talk about your agenda, talk about the things that you are willing to fight for, and you have to spread your message. And simply running ads on social media or on TV, on radio, that's not enough. It's important to have direct contact with the voters. Go outside, whenever there's a local parade, just walk in that parade, shake hands with people, make direct contact, shake hands, look into their eyes, and be honest. Be honest about your message. Only make those promises that you're willing to fight for and that you're willing to deliver. It's important because, candidates are candidates make promises, and sometimes they deliver on those promises, sometimes they don't. And then the next time that candidate is running for re-election, people remember what the promises the candidate made and whether the candidate delivered on those promises once elected. And so it's important to keep your promises. So don't overpromise and underdeliver. Make the promises that you know that you can deliver, that you're willing to fight for. And if you fail, if you worked hard and you failed for whatever reason, be honest about it. Talk to people and say, I promised that I would do this once elected, and the reason I could not is because XYZ. Just share your reason, be honest, because honesty is what people deserve. As Americans, we deserve honesty from our elected officials, local elected officials, state level officials, and also officials in the highest level of government. So honesty is so important. And when we have honest elected officials, then we have greater levels of transparency and accountability in government. Let me just pause for a second and look at the chat window. Laura writes, I vote Republican every chance I get, and we still don't win. Most of our big cities in Texas have Democrat mayors and Democrat county sheriff. So Laura, you're writing from Texas. I can see that. And I vote Republican, Laura. You mentioned you vote Republican. I vote Republican too. And it's sad to see that in many communities, some far left individuals have made their way into local elected offices. So mayors and city council members, some of those important positions in many communities across the country are held by far left politicians, people who support socialism, people who support policies that are really detached from reality. Okay, you'll see liberal politicians promising free stuff, free this, free that, but they don't talk about how something can be free. Nothing is free. Somebody is paying for stuff, right? And the taxpayers are paying for stuff. Like, think about the migrants. The migrants are here in this country. They are here illegally. They're getting a lot of free stuff. They're getting free housing. They are getting free food. They are getting free, medical services. For them, it may be free because they are not paying for those services, but it's really not free. Somebody's paying for it. Who's paying for it? The taxpayers. The taxpayers like you, the taxpayers like me, and the taxpayers like, the folks who have joined this live stream. We have to pay for everything that some people consider free. So nothing's really free. But what a lot of liberal politicians do, they promise free stuff. And that's how they get votes. And that's sad, because that's not really real life. At some point the money runs out, and then everyone's worse off. The people who get free stuff, it really doesn't help them prosper. They somehow get by because they are getting free stuff, but they are not really climbing the ladder of prosperity. And the taxpayers, whose money is being used to pay for those free stuff, those taxpayers also lose money. So everyone becomes worse off at the end of the day. And that's not sound policy. That's not proper governance. And that's why we need strong conservatives. We need strong conservatives who can make bold decisions, who can make difficult decisions, do the right thing, whether you're a city councilor or you're a mayor or you're a village board member or you're a member of Congress or you're a state assembly person. It's important to have leaders who are honest, who will make the bold decisions that need to be made by elected officials. Okay, let me look at the chat window here. Terry is writing about what voters can do to help help their neighbors meet a candidate, local candidates who are running for office. Yeah, it's important for candidates to do the meet and greet stuff. You can do it at a coffee shop. You can, maybe reserve a community room in the neighborhood and just have an open house, meet with the voters. It's important for candidates to be out there and to be able to answer people's questions, because I always tell that the voters should learn about the candidates before an election. If there are local races taking place in your community, you should be able to get to know the candidates, and you can only do that when the candidates are willing to be out there, shake people's hands, and to answer questions. And it's important for people to ask tough questions, ask the candidates about their positions. Like in the context of the migrant crisis, I always encourage people to ask candidates for city council, to ask candidates for county board, ask those candidates what they think about the migrant situation. Ask them if they support a strong and secure border. Ask them if they are going to allocate taxpayer dollars to pay for migrant housing. And if they say that they are willing to do that, then don't vote for those candidates. Don't vote for a candidate who doesn't want a secure border. Vote for a candidate who wants a secure border. Vote for a candidate who will prioritize American citizens. Don't vote for a candidate who is going to spend taxpayer dollars on the migrants. And I use the El Paso County, Colorado Board of Commissioners as an example. When migrants started showing up in El Paso County in Colorado, the Board of Commissioners held a press conference and they said that El Paso County in Colorado will not be a sanctuary county. Those are the kind of elected officials we need. So make sure that before local elections, you get to know your candidates. And if you like a candidate, if you think that there's a candidate who's running for a local office, who supports border security, who is willing to who is going to prioritize American citizens, and who is willing to stand up and say, no, we're not going to be a sanctuary community, say no to sanctuary city policies, say no to sanctuary county policies. If you've got an American candidate who has strong positions and who is willing to prioritize American citizens, help that candidate out. Help that candidate out by making phone calls, by knocking on doors, by helping distribute flyers. It's very important. So grassroots politics, it's so important. I don't have words to emphasize. I mean, it's important, okay? Just know it's important. So pay attention to grassroots politics, pay attention to local politics, and as a voter, you must be an informed individual. So gather information. Laura writes, I always stay informed. I sure wish we didn't have a Democrat mayor and county sheriff. Laura, what county are you in? What city are you in, Laura? I understand you're from Texas, but I'm just curious to know what city, what county you are in. If you feel free to share that, if you're comfortable sharing that, feel free to write that in the chat window. Otherwise, that's fine. But where I live, it's a very, very liberal community. Okay, I live in Madison, Wisconsin, and for those of you who tuned in for my live stream yesterday, I talked about how my city, the city in which I live, Madison, Wisconsin, and Madison is not only an urban city, it's the state capital. It's the capital of Wisconsin, and here in Madison, Wisconsin, our local government is looking at a $27 million budget deficit. That's happening in my community. Okay, Laura writes, San Antonio. Um, okay, well, Laura, I have not been to San Antonio. I've been to Dallas back in 2018. My mom and I, we made a trip to Dallas. We actually drove from Madison, Wisconsin to Wichita, Kansas. That was, um, just one long drive. And then we stopped at Wichita, Kansas. And next morning we started driving again from Wichita, Kansas to Dallas, Texas. It was a beautiful road trip. Really enjoyed visiting Dallas. Have not been to San Antonio yet, but next time. I love Texas. Texas is a beautiful state, and really, you've got a great governor, Greg Abbott, the best governor in the country right now. So, as I was saying, um, $27 million budget deficit here in Madison, Wisconsin, and I talked about it yesterday. I have not had the opportunity to check the local news updates today. So after I complete this live stream and I go back home, I'm going to be going through the news articles to see what new updates there are regarding this $27 million budget deficit, because I'm afraid that there may be service cuts, there may be increase in taxes, and there may be some unpleasant decisions being made here, because if the local government decides to do service cuts and to increase taxes to basically make up for that $27 million budget deficit, it's going to be very challenging for the people living in Madison. We don't want to see service cuts. We don't want to see library hours being reduced. We don't want to see property tax increased. We don't want to see wheel tax increased. We don't want to see that. I mean, people are already suffering financially because of inflation, and Madison is, it's. I don't know the ranking of the most expensive places to live. Obviously, Madison is not as expensive as New York City or Los Angeles or Chicago, but Madison is it's an expensive place because rent has been going up, and home prices have been going up. Lots of things have gone up. I mean, so it's people in Madison are already facing many financial challenges, and if property taxes go up, if fees and other things go up, it's going to be tough. And my question is, how did we get to this point that there's a $27 million budget deficit in the city of Madison? So I'm waiting to find out the answers, and when I go home, I'll be going through the latest news updates to see what more I can learn. Let me look at the chat window here. Um, yeah, Terry is writing about the population of Madison. Yeah, I mean, Madison, the Madison area, so the city of Madison and all the surrounding communities, if you take into account like Middleton and Verona and Waunakee and Sun Prairie and Oregon and Stoughton, there are other communities around Madison, and overall, this county, Dane County, is very populated. Laura writes, we are 50 minutes from Austin, 3 hours from Houston, 4.5 from Dallas, and 4 hours from Bordentown, Brownsville, Texas. So San Antonio is on my list. Next time I am in Texas, I would love to visit San Antonio. Terry writes, prayers for Laura. Laura writes, thanks, Terry. So, my friends, I am past 26. I'm past 26 minutes. I have some stuff that I have to do when I get home, so I think I'm going to wrap up this live stream here. I appreciate you joining. Once again, before I conclude, grassroots politics is so very important. So please stay informed and pay attention to what's going on in your city, in your village, in your town, in your county, in your state. And I will be talking about my state of Wisconsin, as well as other states that I usually talk about: New York, Illinois, Colorado, California, Texas. I will be talking more and more about various issues that we are facing as Americans going forward. This is an election year, so there will be lots to discuss. So please stay connected to my channel. Thank you once again for tuning in, and I will be back again soon with more live stream, more videos. Once again, my friends, thank you so much. Please share information about my channel with your friends, family members, and neighbors. Help me spread my word. Help me spread my message of freedom. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. Terry writes, drive safely. Terry, I'm almost home. I will drive safely, and I know snow is on the way here in Wisconsin, but I don't think it's tonight. Might be tomorrow. Anyway, thank you so much. I'll drive safely. Don't worry about me. Thank you for all your support, and I'll be back again with another live stream soon. Have a good night.